Okay guys, today we're planting sweet corn. I think this is going to be the last video for the actual garden itself. I got some pot videos I'm going to do, planting some strawberries in pots and stuff like that. But for right now, we're planting sweet corn. It's the last one to go in for me, and I just wanted to show you guys how to do it. I'm planting peaches and cream sweet corn. It's a yellow and white type sweet corn. It seems to do pretty good for me. Planting it's pretty easy. All you gotta do is hoe out your rows like you saw me do earlier in the video, and then when I plant them about an inch deep, and I drop them about every 3 inches apart, and I just drop them in the row and work my way down like so, and just work your way down the whole row, and they're about same as before, about 4 fingers apart. 4 of my fingers anyways. But anyways, that's all it takes to plant sweet corn. I'll do the same thing as I always do. I'll just give it a light covering of dirt, not a whole lot, and you're basically done planting corn. Now with my garden's about, I have a small corn patch and it's about 16 feet long, and I probably plant 6 rows in there, 6 rows 16 feet long, and I'll end up with enough sweet corn to feed my family of 3.5, as long as the coons don't get into it. If the coons get into it, there's a good chance you might not get any. That's one thing you got to worry about is raccoons, and you'll be able to tell if you got coons in your corn, because if they notice it, they'll start doing what I call testing it. And every once in a while you'll see a few stalks that'll be bent over, and the ears will be ripped open, and there'll be a couple of bites out of the ear. And if you have that problem, that's coons, and they're testing your corn. And if they catch it at the right time and it's ripe and it's to their liking, they'll take your whole corn patch out in one night. So you got to watch for that. Now me personally, I don't seem to have that problem here. We've got lots of cornfields around here, so I don't know if the coons are either eating the corn that's around here and not bothering mine, or maybe it has to do with we've got a couple of dogs too, and they're out and about most of the time, so that may be the thing that keeps ours from getting eaten. I'm not sure. But anyways, you know, this is a good one to add to your garden. You know, it's cheap, it's easy to grow. Canned corn, everybody eats it. You know, it's a great one to can. We'll probably can 2 or 3 dozen pint jars this year, maybe more depending on how well it does, and we'll still have plenty to eat fresh. And a lot of times, and probably this year because I have lots of seed, but I'll plant this part of the garden with corn, and then maybe like 2, 3, 4 weeks down the road, over at my mom's house, I have another spot where I can plant another 4, 5, 6 rows, and I'll do that too. That's if I get the time to. And then the benefit of that is that when this corn is ripe and you're eating it and canning it, the other corn is usually a couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks behind it. So when it comes up, then you got more fresh corn and you can can and eat that too. So that's a plus, especially when you're already canning everything else in the garden. It just kind of breaks things up a little bit. So I think that's all I have to say about sweet corn. Well, you can plant popcorn too the same way. You can plant Indian corn the same way. You can also get Indian corn that you can grind in the flour, which I've done that before, and plant it the same way. And then you take the kernels and dry them, and you either pop them for the popcorn, obviously, or you can grind them for the flour corn, which is kind of cool because you can keep the corn seeds whole the whole time. And then when you get ready to grind them, when you get ready to have flour, you can just grind them, and that works out good. The seeds last a lot longer than the actual flour itself. So that's something else to think about if you want to get into planting corn and stuff. But anyways, this is my little take on sweet corn. And oh, one other thing. A thing that I do, a lot of people just spread fertilizer in their garden, and that's great if that's all you have. But like us, we raise chickens here too for the eggs and the meat. And in the fall, when I clean out the chicken coop before winter, all the manure goes in whichever part of the garden I'm going to grow the corn usually, and I spread it out. And usually in the fall I till it in, and then come throughout the winter when I clean out the chicken coop, the manure always goes in that part of the garden where the corn is. And usually by spring I have enough manure in there that where when you plant the seeds, it gives the chicken manure is high in ammonia and nitrogen, and what ammonia is nitrogen, and it makes corn go crazy real well. So that's why I put it in, usually put all the chicken manure in with the corn patch. So that's something else to think about. And then after the corn pops and it gets about a foot tall, usually that's about the same time I got to clean the chicken coop out again. So at that time I usually put it in the wheelbarrows and I sprinkle it down the rows in between the corn, and then that really gives, and then next time it rains, washes all the nutrients back down into the dirt. That really makes the corn pop, and that usually is enough to get it throughout the year and through the rest of the year, and we end up with a pretty good amount of corn. So I guess my take on that is corn loves nitrogen, and if you can get some nitrogen in the soil, you're usually gonna have a pretty good corn patch. So that's my take on sweet corn. Try planting it. You'll love it. There's nothing better than eating your own food out of your garden and walking past the produce department thinking I don't need any of that because I have it at home. So you know, anyways, if you like the videos, like, subscribe, share them, and as always, thank you.